Hi there, this is Mike Wayne, and I'm here with John Scalia,
Scalia.
and we're in downtown Hollywood. We're actually at the farmers market at the Grove. How's things going for you today, first of all?
Things are pretty fire today.
What kind of things have you been up to?
Let's see. Started the day with a meditation in Beverly Hills underneath a redwood.
You
Had my
know, just
coffee.
the usual.
Just the usual, only the standard stuff. Mike, is it Mike or Michael?
Yes,
Yes. All right, Mike with the mic, or
just
Michael with the mic.
anything but not late for dinner is
Oh,
my
okay,
thing.
okay.
And the website is Mike G on the mic. Not
Mike
get the
G on the mic.
somebody with big money has the mic on the mic, so
Yeah,
I'm Mike G on the
all
mic.
you whales out there, hit him up. Mike G on the mic. He needs it. He wants you.
And
Um,
what's the page, your YouTube page for you, John?
The Johniverse. Yeah, you can catch me at the Johniverse, and some of you guys might know. I've been around a while. Some of you might know me as one of the Brother Monkeys or one of the Ska Brothers. But the Johniverse, that's me. That's John Scalia Jr. You can find all my wildness there. Um, but oh yeah, so the day, so I go to the Redwood. I'm like, have my coffee, all this stuff. Then I roll back down. I was processing podcasts and some other stuff, and then I did a lap around Beverly Hills as the Chicken Man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! To explain to my viewers who might
Oh,
not know who the Chicken Man is?
so the Chicken Man is this. He's this character that I play where I'm in a chicken suit with a lot of this stuff, and I go around to what's known as the Golden Triangle in Beverly Hills,
Okay,
and I go around and do public performances of this sort of like character. It's like kind of like a movie star on the loose kind of thing, and I've been doing it for a couple years, and everybody like content creators pick me up, and the tourist buses film me, and Team Z puts me on, and like basically I'm just like a celebrity mascot for Beverly Hills.
got it. I've seen a few of them. If anybody wants to see more of John, just give that YouTube page again.
It's youtube.com/the
The
Johniverse.
Johniverse.
And so it's been good. Like, met a lot of ladies, took a lot of photos, did a lot of stuff, and then now I'm back here with you. And what about you? Let's put Mike on Mike
There
on the
you go,
mic.
Mike G on the mic.
Mike G on the mic. What's your
Promoting that other guy's website.
what's your artistic world?
So I'm. We'll go into what we have in common in a little bit, but we're both creative. I'm an actor, host, voice, and now recently credited in stand-up comedy
Really?
on that. So I'm in town a lot for filming. I was in town yesterday for a couple of days filming a TV series on basketball. So commercials. I have some modeling gigs coming up, so a lot of creative things here. But I'm glad I'm here talking to you.
Oh, I appreciate it. How long have you been acting?
Been in the Bay Area. I was acting while working the full-time gig in technology security for about 6 7 years. Have been in the LA area and SoCal for 2 years,
Okay.
and then for the last year, focused on doing it and doing it as best as I can.
Yeah. Where in the Bay Area were you?
East Bay area. Do you know? Are you
Yeah, I went
familiar
to high
with?
school in San Jose.
Oh, San Jose in the
Yeah,
house.
it's San
San Ramon.
San Ramon. High five for San
Yeah, it
Ramon.
was a. We lived on the mean streets of San Ramon, Danville area in the East Bay.
Uh
But I worked in
oh.
San Jose, Santa Clara, right across from the 49er Stadium. So I enjoyed that lovely commute in and out of the Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah, Silicon, the beautiful Silicon
No,
Valley.
it's the only drive that makes the LA drive look good.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, Silicon Valley, dude. The Bay is just in its own zone. It's in its own dome. It's not one that I prefer. My whole dad's side of the family is from like San Francisco, Daly City, and I'm glad we got out of there.
Yeah, I came from colder back east area, originally from Philadelphia, so the Bay Area was awesome.
Yeah,
We had a
yeah, yeah.
chance to move down south, and if I could use my improper English, down south is awesomer.
Yeah, yeah. It is awesomer. I like that.
So, hey, we do have something in common besides being two good-looking guys.
With beautiful
What
hair.
is it? Wait a second, I got the real deal here. Don't hope the wind's not blowing, or else my tooth will fall. What do we have in common?
Well, love of Italian food and cheesesteaks.
Yeah, yeah.
but like on a much lower level, we both did graduate from West Point.
Really, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah, we
Yep.
did.
He's right. John is right. Michael Gwynn, and I'm a 1986 graduate of West Point, and courage never quits.
I'm a graduate in 1998. Duty will not wait.
Oh,
Uh, Which
Oh.
funny thing, we had like 3 other better mottos, and I'm pretty sure the Academy picked the lamest one. I think because we had Masters of Fate,
Oh, that
98 Masters
sounds
of
Star
Fate.
Wardian.
Yeah, we had that one. We had a couple other ones that were just like heavy metal album titles, and
Nice.
they were like, no.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't pick those. Really. Well, we can also go into our discussion at some point about the removal of duty, honor, and country. Talking about mottos.
Oh yeah. Well, the whole West Point thing. West Point's being affected by like corporate control, and they're using the Army to like go back into West Point to get institutional control, which is never how it was set up. It was set up for Washington had a vision, and Jefferson signed it in where there was like supposed to be a repository of military wisdom. It wasn't supposed to be a
engineers,
feeder. Yeah,
specifically engineers.
Yeah. It was never supposed to be a feeder into the Army. That was like a secondary thing. That was like a primary
Oh, by the way, these engineers can actually lead soldiers at some point. So it was like, let's get them all in and do that. So
but yeah, West Point, we graduated from there. And like, so what'd you do when you got into the Army?
I was in the field artillery. And I always tell people, unless you're from Oklahoma, that I had a 3-year vacation in Germany, and then I served a 2-year sentence in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so sentence meaning that it was not the best place of all places. People, did you really serve a sentence? I'm like, no. So I was in there right when Desert Shield and Desert Storm was kicking off. I was just made captain, and I literally had the bags packed, but they decided anybody who's actually teaching to keep teaching because they were throwing people through all the training areas. And we were at the home of field artillery. So I was briefing senior staffs that were going over to the desert, all the fun toys that were expecting them over there.
Yeah.
And we had challenges with our tactics and our preparedness to fight a desert war. We really weren't ready to do that. So a lot of the doctrine had to be analyzed and rewritten.
Yeah. So, and you were part of that process?
I was definitely part of that process. I briefed a lot of command staff before they went over to the desert.
Okay.
And, top secret stuff. If you want to know anything, we can talk.
Yeah, we'll talk later. We'll talk in the skiff.
How about you? What was your post West Point life?
So I went to flight school. I was an aviator.
Ooh.
I was specifically I was like an airborne air assault aviator.
Wow.
I went through flight school. I came out the other side as a Black Hawk pilot.
And Black Hawk, for those who don't know, it's the
UH-60 Alpha
utility
Lima
helicopter.
Yeah, honestly, except for like the first, like they had a little problem in the 80s because they kept crashing and killing everybody. But after they got past that, it was a fantastic helicopter because the Air Force used to call them Splat Hawks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the stabilator in the back would just like kick in. And for those of you who don't know, when you fly a helicopter, typically military helicopters fly no more than a couple hundred feet above the treetops. So any extreme changes in altitude is not good for the crew or the pilot.
Got it.
And but once they fix that,
especially when it ends in zero acceleration at the bottom, it doesn't do anybody any favors.
It's not good. It's not good. So I did that. They stationed me in Germany.
Where in Germany?
First station was Wiesbaden.
Okay, I was in Nuremberg. I was on the
other
side.
You?
So yeah.
Okay. Here's a crazy thing. Maybe this happened to you. Is like my first job was air traffic controller XO.
Wow.
I didn't even know it existed.
Wow. So what were you directing? Helicopters and planes?
No.
Or?
So I was in charge of all these air traffic controllers.
Oh. Okay.
That I didn't even know existed. And check this out. We were in Wiesbaden, which is in Frankfurt's airspace. And Frankfurt is the busiest airport in Germany, and it has the most freight and cargo, and it's Class C airspace, which is the most restricted. And we were in it, which means it's a zero. You can't make any mistakes in it. It's not like this isn't being out like in Alaska.
No practice.
No, because it's super expensive commerce and all this stuff. And we had World War II radar scopes.
You wouldn't want to have any of the advanced stuff.
No, never. That'd be to make it too easy. Anyway. So I did that. That job was crazy, but I did that job. Then I flew, and then they found out I was smart, and they hired me to work for a general. I was the executive officer for the.
Did you wear this kind of outfit while you were working?
I tried. I petitioned. I was this way on the inside.
Nice, nice.
They brought me up to work for the 5th Corps Chief of Staff, and we planned the Iraq War. And I started working for him December 2001 to June 02. And I also saw. Well, I saw stuff that I still can't talk about because I want to stay alive.
There you go.
And,
good for you.
We saw a bunch of stuff. And basically, I would go to the day job, and I would know what was going on. And then I'd watch the TV to see all the lies they were telling everybody.
It wasn't
And
it wasn't matching up.
I lived the conspiracy theories. They were like, I lived conspiracy theories that people haven't theorized yet. And then I was like, well, I think I'm going to take exit stage right on this one. And I was like very quiet, and I got out. And then in '05, when I really got out, I went into stand-up comedy and began this whole
Out here, career. Or where were you?
LA. I'm an LA native.
Oh, okay. You're that one guy.
I'm that one guy. I had to. It's my birthright. I couldn't leave.
Nice.
And then I came out here, and then through a lot. I've been out here since '05, and I've done a lot of projects, and they've been exposed a lot. And recently, within like the last 6-8 months, a consortium of West Pointers, and I thought this might happen one day.
Wait a second, West Pointers coming out west?
Yeah, they finally came out west. They finally decided, hey, we need to get into Hollywood, and we finally had enough guys turning into artists and finding their own stories and processing what they've gone through and laterally transferring their skills into this art world that recently we came together and we have a fact-finding group to find a creative movie studio and a literary agency. And
got it. And you go with the name there.
Go with the name. Was it Wpme?
West Point, West Pointers in Media and Entertainment.
Yeah,
yes. All right, making sure we all have the same one.
Yeah, we got the same one, and that's where now we're merging forces, and that's where I met you. And there's like 7 or 8 of us right now, and
there's
forces.
More that are around that haven't joined with us yet.
Yeah,
because we know from VME, Veterans in Media and Education, Entertainment, that's also here. That there's a bunch there, and I'm also part of the American Legion Post 43, which is in LA also, and there's a few West Pointers in Media and Entertainment that we need to gather in. There's a big group yet to be, and we're kind of at the start of it.
Yeah, we're at the start of it. We're sort of like starting the mafia. If I've been in Hollywood so long, everybody's got a mafia. That's like the open secret here. Is like any community, because it's mass communication. And it's an unregulated game, and everybody comes in here with their pocketbooks and their agenda. It doesn't matter. It's like the Scientologists, the LGBTQ,
start naming people.
Yeah.
There's Joe Smith and Harry Johnson. He's got a little plan of his own.
There's a bunch of groups. So we're organizing, and we're doing it based on our values and our experiences, which we're not represented, and we are literally created to lead the world. And so we have a very interesting, unique perspective, because not only are we trained and we know how the matrix is built and we've maintained the matrix and built it in places, we are the Praetorian Guard. So we've been keeping eyes on all these different, entities, and we have a very unique perspective that hasn't been properly brought to the world yet. And I think, us coming together is going to create a synergy of really positive, really powerful perspective that's going to be good for everybody, because I trust that everybody that's in it is in it for the right reason. And so that's why I'm excited about us sort of coming together and meeting.
Got it. And totally agree. And just to add on that, the synergy, that's my email, is all about synergy. 1 + 1 = infinity is on my LinkedIn. So I believe in all that. The one thing I think we bring as West Pointers, a couple things, is we definitely have a work ethic. So we're going to bust ass to can we say that on your show?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
You can say it on my show.
Yeah.
Don't go too far down the line past that. But we also bring integrity to that. And we've heard from a number of people that there's integrity issues. People say something and they do something else, or somebody trying to, take advantage of you. So hopefully with the West Point guys, we're going to try to do it the right way and bust our ass to do it.
Yeah. And honestly, everybody at this point knows the general story of what the horrors are that are happening in Hollywood, the corruption parts. But I am here to say I've been working here a long time, and although that small minority of corrupt people have taken control of some of the power nodes and the gates, that era is done. That era is over. They're being removed. That was what was signaled by the Harvey Weinstein arrest. He was once considered an untouchable kingpin and a very corrupt kingpin by all accounts, to the nth degree, and now he's gone, and slowly all of that corruption is being drained out. And there are a ton of amazing, talented, wholesome, properly oriented actors, artists, agents, the vast majority of the industry is working in good faith of the Hollywood dream. And it's unfortunate that there's been this awful, evil lens put over it, for a lack of a better word, and that lens is being removed. And I feel like that's why we're being sequenced in. Like Hollywood needs to be under new management, and we're not the only ones, but that we're leader dogs. You know that we can't help it. Like
and we put in our time. We've all put in time, duty to the country.
Yeah.
So we have served too. So now we're looking to add on. Let's get back to kind of you and your gig. Anything, any big plans coming up for your efforts? I know you have some projects you're working on,
Yeah.
or that you can mention in public.
Yeah. You know, I'm always working on stuff. The Chicken Man's got a life of his own. He's a big public celebrity in this weird, fun, eccentric way. So there's no predicting where that goes, but it just keeps growing.
I did find out where he doesn't go, because I invited John down to the San Diego area. And if you go down there in a chicken outfit, you're instantly the Padres chicken. So I learned that.
No,
Sorry.
you can't. No. You gotta read the room. Sometimes you got to read the city.
Got it.
Yeah,
got
it.
it.
I can't go on the chicken. I can't go on the San Diego
So
chicken
you just
turf.
stay in that terrible area of Beverly Hills and the Triangle. And,
I've been confined to a terrible golden
Yeah.
cage. But yeah, so the Chicken Man's doing his thing, and there's a bunch of media coming off of that, and then obviously working with the West Point group. That's a fun thing. I'm getting invites now to like start coming in and do stand up again. And yeah, I've got acting game. I've got agents over at ASAP Talent Inc. For all you guys out there, casting directors, you can
pick a camera, either way.
You can cast me through ASAP Talent Inc. I'm in there. I've got a bunch of friends in the industry, like across all the industries at this point.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't want to reveal anything before it was due time to be revealed. But you're working on a lot of stuff.
Working on a lot of stuff.
Acting on that. So good luck with that. I have some acting projects coming up. If anybody wants to follow me, Instagram, it's that synergy. It's MG for Synergy is my Instagram handle. Michael J. Gwynn. And then we'll soon to have the broadcast channel of Mike G on the mic.
Ooh,
to do that. Yo.
What's your plan? What's your forecast for the year?
My plan is yes. I put out earlier that it's the baby talking goo goo language. I posted and it says, "Here's all my detailed plans for 2024." So I do have some projects coming up with some potential movie things. I do have a modeling thing coming up. So have my fingers and looking to expand on the comedy and the West Point group.
I get it.
Also.
Yeah, you got it together.
Yeah, well, it isn't together, but it's going. The truck is moving.
The truck is moving. Yeah.
Anything else we want to touch on before
we got there's a bunch of stuff we can touch on. Like, let's see. In terms of like LA's awesome, and LA works better when you collaborate, right?
Interesting. And at the bottom, I love you setting up all my lines. At the bottom of my signature block is "Together we succeed."
Oh, high five!
I live by that. That when we work together, we both succeed. We all succeed when it's a whole group that's working together.
Yeah, I agree. And the trick I think that people fall, or the problem people fall into, is like to develop. You need to develop solo, like you need alone time to develop and stuff. But once
you got to bring something to the party.
But then you got to bring something to the party. Yeah, if you're gonna go a potluck, you got to go home and cook it before you bring it. And like, but I feel like once you've cooked it enough, then you go find the party to take it to, and I feel like that's where we're at. I feel like I think that's a general sentiment right now too in LA, because LA's basically been shut down for about a year and a half through strikes and like business practices and like COVID. Really, it really didn't come back too much from COVID yet, to be honest.
Well, it's COVID, and then it was the strikes. And there's one more crew level union agreement that has to be done. So what I'm hearing from the sets, all the geniuses, so take it for what it's worth, but it is from the people who are actually on the sets with me. They think the summer months are really when things are going to be picking back up again.
Yeah, which the money faucet was supposed to get turned on in December, because. Look, the guys, the executives who own the studios, only 5 to 6 studios are owned by non-artists at this point. There's pure corporations. Like, Apple and Amazon aren't even media companies, but now they are. And they said from the outright that they just wanted to starve people out of their houses and their apartments, and that's what they've been doing. So, like, any of this, like, oh, well, maybe we'll get it next month. Nah, they're just like choking everybody out of the game. They said they would do it, and they're doing it. And like, that's just being men about it. I think that we can create new things that are outside of their systems. I think that's why the West Point thing is so critical. And I think if you're watching at home, if you're an artist at home or somebody, you need to like be in a mode of radical self-reliance right now, because the systems aren't really going to come back. And if they do, they don't really want you in them. That's why they push so hard for AI, and they got AI clauses in there
Yep.
that are going to allow them to decimate the industry.
And just like where they had the movies took over, or the movies took over from the theater, TV took over from the movies. When every TV, then cable took over from TV, and we have to change, adapt and overcome. I think that's a Clint Eastwood line.
Yeah.
Adapt and overcome.
Yeah. I mean, on the real level, like the movie. So people don't even think about it. So the theater owners are not owned by the studios, and the studio owners have notoriously treated the theater distributors awful. Through time. So what they need an alternative. They need independent studios to come in and say, hey, you know what? We'll give you a better deal. Here's quality, right? Like there's studios that are doing that, and that is the American way. Is like if that system is like messed up, or if the amount of entropy in the system has caused it to be non-useful,
stagnant, or not working,
just not working, which is basically what we're at. It doesn't matter why necessarily. It's all gridlocked and the entropy is kicked in. It's time to create new systems, and like systems that are fairer and address these points, and maybe they aren't such huge money grabs, because that's not what Hollywood's about. Hollywood didn't rise to prominence because of a money grab. Hollywood rose to prominence because it's providing perspectives that people need and enjoy.
Got it. And take them away from their reality when they go to a theater, or they turn on the TV, or they watch through their phone, even for short periods. Hopefully provides good escapism.
Yeah, well, that, and honestly, there's like a million things. Like sometimes you go into a movie for escapism. Sometimes you go in for a hard reality. That was the story of like 60s cinema verite. Yeah. Was like we were sick of seeing these like diagrams of upper class living and high society problems and all these people that nobody knew on screen. Marlon Brando showed up and said, hey, this is what a working class guy looks like. Pay attention for once. This is how you process emotions. Like people need actors to show them how to process emotions. Now, we're in an era where therapy and all these things have like come on the scene, and so it's not as vital as it was, but truthful perspectives, how to process life, whether it's sometimes you need to escape life and sometimes you need to be deep in it in the theater. But like
helps
the theater
explain
life. Help us, like there's so many ways. Like sometimes you need to be seen on screen, sometimes you need to not be seen on screen, sometimes like you need to see like aliens, sometimes you need to see humans, sometimes you need to be scared to death, sometimes you need to be like blissfully like brought to God. Like there's a million different ways to like give a perspective, and they're all necessary.
Yep. Wow, so many options to do that. Why don't we call this one, and we'll wrap it up, and then we'll get together again and maybe do a few short ones. And
maybe some updates.
Go from there. That's just crazy. All right, great to see you, John. Thank you for sitting down with us. We're at a beautiful location here at the Grove.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other closing thoughts from you?
No, just all great vibes for you and anybody watching, and let's do this together. Let's be a successful human species.
Awesome. Take care, everyone. Have a great one.